I promised you guys that I was going to be doing a spring training video after the first 3 games of the year here on Tuesday, and I wanted to wait, get all my notes sorted out, and here we are, Jays fans, the first real Jays video of the 2021 season. Obviously, it's spring training, but it is so nice to have Blue Jay baseball back, even if it's just spring training. All right? The Jays played their first 3 spring training games, obviously, on Sunday, Monday, and then today on Tuesday. All right, over the Yankees, the Pirates, and the Phillies. Now, this video is not going to be anything too crazy. We'll be going through the stats, seeing who did what. Obviously today's game was not televised, and we're going to be taking a look back at what happened in the first 2 games as well. So we'll break down the numbers, see who did what, and leave it at that. It's not going to be a crazy video, nothing too spectacular. We're here just to discuss and kind of see who's doing what to start the spring. All right, let's start with the first game of the year, which was against the New York Yankees, and the Jays won that game 6-4. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything, but who did what? Well, this year is going to be a very interesting season for a guy like Rowdy Tellez. You know, we all talk about Vladdy playing first or playing third, or Biggio playing third, and nobody says Rowdy Tellez. Yet he really did put up a fantastic season last year for the Blue Jays. Obviously, got hurt late in the season, but was really, really good all year long. And, you know, he started off the spring on a really good note. He went 2 for 2 in the game, had a double, had a couple RBIs, so a really good job for Vladdy. For Rowdy, getting his feet on the ground, running. I guess you can see my ears are absolutely beat red. I was just outside, and it's technically spring now, and I call that garbage, hot garbage, because it's not spring yet, in my opinion. Even though it's spring training right now in Dunedin, Florida, it's not in Toronto, Canada, period. All right? So a great first game for Rowdy, kind of get his feet going here early in the season, and a guy who big Jays fans who've been watching the draft and watching prospects. We're kind of waiting for a guy like Logan Warmoth to finally take form. He's kind of hovered there at AA New Hampshire. Really hasn't found his way offensively as of yet. And in his first spring training game, he goes 2 for 2 against the Yankees and hits an opposite field home run. So a great start to his spring for Logan Warmoth, a former Blue Jay first-round pick. You know what's crazy about that draft, ladies and gentlemen? I will break it down if you don't know. Logan Warmoth was the first-round pick for the Blue Jays. The Jays had 2 first-round picks that year. Who is the other first-round pick? Nate Pearson. Mind blown. Logan Warmoth, he was taken higher than Nate Pearson. That's why the draft is an insane crapshoot. But Logan Warmoth, a great job there in his first game. That's really all the offensive numbers. I don't really have a whole lot of offensive numbers for either, all the games except for that first one, because nobody really stood out, right? But pitching-wise, and that's the real question mark for this Jays team. We all know what the offense can bring on a night-in, night-out basis. It's the pitching that we're all kind of all over the place with. We're not really sure how we feel about it. And that's why I wrote a lot of numbers down for that. In that first game, Anthony Kay got the start, and he went 2 solid innings. No hits, no walks, no runs given up. Struck out a couple batters, looked really, really good, pounding the zone. And for Anthony Kay, a guy who's really could be fighting for a rotation spot because the rotation's not set. It really isn't. So for a guy like Anthony Kay, you have a very good spring. You could break the team out of camp in the rotation. It's crazy because now we do have a Buffalo, right? It's not like there's no minor league year and you got to put guys in the bullpen and whatnot. No. You have a AAA ball club now in Buffalo. So that's the next stop for the guys who don't make the squad in the rotation out of camp. Joey Murray is another name I wanted to bring up because he's been a guy who's running through the ranks there in 2019. His numbers through the minor leagues were spectacular. He was doing fantastic. I think was it either in AA New Hampshire or was it in Advanced A Dunedin? I can't remember which one it was, but he was great. And in his first outing of the spring, he goes a solid inning, no hits, no walks, no runs, and he got a strikeout, so a really nice job for him. And Brian Baker is a guy who's really fighting for a bullpen spot this year. Obviously, the Jays' back end of the bullpen is pretty much set with Dolis Romano and Kirby Yates. That's his name. But other than those 3 guys, really no roles are set in stone. So a guy like Brian Baker, you go out there, you do a job, you have a great spring, you can make the team. Look at guys like, AJ Cole last year, who put up a great spring, made the team, and had a great season. For a guy like Brian Baker, he had a great start to his spring, clean inning, no walks, no hits, no runs, couple strikeouts for him. So a good job in his first outing. And like I mentioned earlier, the Jays won that game 6-4 over the New York Yankees. Game 2 was a lot of the young guys going out there in that game, and it was a 2-2 tie against the Pittsburgh Penguins. No, see what I mean? This is what happens when baseball happens, when hockey and basketball season are in prime form. I start reaming off some other sports. 2-2 Pittsburgh Pirates. That's them. Now, I didn't write any offensive numbers down because the Jays only had 3 hits in the ball game, right? Nothing real crazy other than seeing 5th overall pick of last year, Austin Martin, get his first debut as a Blue Jay. And man, does he look good in Blue Jay blue. I gotta say. And he had a couple of bats. He walked once and stole a base. So a good job for Austin Martin getting his first taste of spring training baseball in Dunedin. So a good job there. Now, let's get to the pitching stuff because that was the good stuff in this game. Robbie Ray got the start, and he's a guy the Jays are looking a lot from this season. Other than guys like Nate Pearson, who you were expecting to pitch well this year, and obviously Ryu to be Hyunjin Ryu, it's kind of a crapshoot after that. You don't really know what you're going to get. You're hoping Robbie Ray can give you more or less what he gave you last season when he came over in the trade from the Arizona Diamondbacks, but you don't know what you're going to get. And Robbie Ray went out there, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. He didn't walk a batter and then struck out 2 guys. And people are going to say, well, he gave up a run. That's not very good. It was 1 bad pitch. He gave up a solo home run. And the key for me, he didn't walk a batter. Right? I know it's only his first 2 outings of the spring and whatnot. Robbie Ray is known to be a walking pitcher. Like you saw it last season. His walk to strikeout ratio was ridiculous. He walked basically more guys than it felt like he walked more guys than he actually faced, even though it's physically impossible. It's what it felt like from Robbie Ray's standpoint. So to see him go out there in his first couple innings and allow 1 home run, obviously it sucks, but 2 strikeouts and no walks. That's the key for Robbie Ray. Nate Pearson went out there in 1 inning, gave up 1 hit. It was 1 run given up. It was an unearned run, and he got 2 strikeouts and he walked the guy. So again, command issues were a little bit there for Pearson, but again, it's his first outing of the spring. Not too worried about him. Got a couple strikeouts as well, so you can always guarantee that's going to happen with Nasty Nate on the mound. All right? Now, a familiar face for Blue Jay fans was out there after Nate Pearson. Francisco Liriano went out there in his first inning as a Blue Jay, his second go-around as a Toronto Blue Jay, and he went a clean inning, no hits, no walks, no runs, and got a strikeout, so a great job for Liriano, who could be an integral part coming out of that bullpen. A lefty with a wipeout slider, you cannot go wrong with that, people. Right? You really, really can't. And we'll get to another guy who might have a wipeout slider in the final game, in today's ball game. But a great job for Liriano in his first inning back. Another former Blue Jay, David Phelps, got in there right after Francisco Liriano, and he went a clean inning. No hits, no walks, no runs, couple strikeouts. Good job for David Phelps in his inning of work. And finally, he didn't close out the game. They only played 7 innings. I'm so all over the place. How many innings did they play in each game? They played 6 today. They played 7 in game 1. I know they're trying to figure it out between the teams and whatnot, but it's all over the place. Bracky pitched in 1 of the innings. Let's go there. And gave up 1 hit. Didn't walk a batter. Didn't get any strikeouts. Didn't give up any runs. Overall, a pretty clean inning for Ryan Bracky. But again, you look at the way the rotation's been laid out. Anthony Kay got the start in the first game. Ryan Bracky came out of the bullpen. Does that, tell you anything heading into the season? We'll have to wait and see. And who closed out the game? Jordan Romano. Clean in, no hits, no walks, no runs. Got a strikeout. And Jordan Romano looks in mid-season form, guys. He looked great in that 2-2 tie against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm not going to go into in as much depth in the other videos, guys, because there's going to be like 6 games to go through. But I'm going through it in depth here so you guys can hear more baseball talk. And there's only 3 games to get through, so that's why I'm making it a little bit longer to give you guys some content. All right, and in the game today against the Philadelphia Phillies, I think it was like a game-winning walk or some weird thing like that, in a 4-2 win over the Phillies. All right, but the key to this day was seeing George Springer in his debut as Toronto Blue Jay, but of course we couldn't see it. Why? Because it's not televised and not even on the radio. Great. Good job. Good job. But George Springer did get his first hit as a Toronto Blue Jay. Ideally, it's in spring training, but it was his first hit, and it was a line drive right back up the middle. You love to see it. Great job, George Springer. And like I mentioned earlier, not much offense in these games really over. I think the Jays had 5 hits in the game, 6 hits in the game. Yeah, they scored 4 runs, but nothing really stood out to me as anything, like, hey, this guy had a great game. No, 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs like Rowdy in game 1, or 2 for 2 with a home run for Logan Warmoth. Actually, I think in one of the games, I think it was it in this game or the Pittsburgh game, that Lourdes Gurriel Jr. hit a home run. I think it was this game against the Phillies. So great job for Gurriel getting his first home run of the spring. But this is all about the pitching now. I wanted to get to this, because a couple names in here I really wanted to touch on. And it starts with a starting pitcher, Steven Matz. And he got his first outing as a Blue Jay. It's kind of a fresh start for him. He went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, didn't allow a run, didn't walk a batter, and struck out 3 guys in his 2 innings of work. Now, obviously, it's spring training. Doesn't really mean a whole lot. But for Steven Matz, I think it was a great start to his Blue Jay career. Hopefully, it's one of many great starts for the Toronto Blue Jays. But a very good outing for him to start his Jays career. Tyler Chatwood came out after Steven Matz in there in the 3rd inning. And he went a clean inning. No hits, no walks, no runs, and a strikeout, so a good first inning for him as a Toronto Blue Jay. And this is the name I was getting to earlier when I talked about Liriano's wipeout slider, Tim Mayza. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys go back a couple of years now to one of my videos, Tim Mayza basically blew out his arm. And if you guys were watching that game, you saw him throw the pitch and then go down and hold his arm. And you're like, that, as a baseball player myself, that is like the worst fear when you're playing it. When you're playing baseball, that is the absolute worst fear when you're playing the sport of baseball, that all of a sudden your arm is just going to give. And for Tim Mayza, it did. He had Tommy John surgery. He was out all last season. I mean, for him, it was only really half a year that he missed because of COVID and the shortened year and all that crazy stuff that's been happening. But he missed a long time. And for him to go out there in his first outing back in spring training, 1 inning, no hits, no walks, no runs, and a strikeout for Tim Mayza. Welcome back, Tim Mayza. And ladies and gentlemen, we cannot forget that his slider is damn good. And his fastball is very nice. And usually pitchers with Tommy John surgery, for some reason, they come back and they throw absolute ched. So let's see what happens with Tim Mayza here moving forward. And the last guy is a guy who's been quietly just dominating the minor leagues, right? In AAA Buffalo a couple years back now. And he was also at the Rochester site there last season. Ty Tice. He dominated AAA Buffalo out of the bullpen back in 2019. Never got a shot with the Blue Jays. Never really got a chance last year with the Blue Jays. But in his first inning there today, in the 6th inning, in the final inning, he allowed 1 hit in his 1 inning of work, but that was it. So a good job by Ty Tice cleaning that up. So the Blue Jays record, 2-0-1 in the spring so far. Doesn't really mean anything as always, but a good start for the Toronto Blue Jays. Kind of getting the winning ways, and we're hearing that this team is all about winning this year. You heard Bo Bichette say in one of his interviews how, hey, we don't go home with a ring. It's a failure of a year. And I'm like, damn, I like that mindset. I love Bo Bichette. It's fantastic. Now, let's quickly go through the games over the next week. I'll be talking to you guys probably every single Tuesday. We'll probably make that a thing kind of Tuesday afternoon after the game is over on Tuesday. All right, so let's break down the games. So tomorrow, the Jays play the Yankees. Thursday, Tigers. Friday, Orioles. Saturday, play the Phillies. All right, Sunday, they got Detroit again. Monday, they're off. And then on Tuesday, they play the Phillies again. So I'll be talking to you guys after that game on Tuesday. Again, we won't be breaking it so much in depth as I am right now. I might go through a few certain players. If they had crazy good innings, if one reliever strikes out the side, great job. We'll talk about that shortly. Guy goes 2 for 2. We'll talk about that. Guy gets 2 hits. We'll talk about that. But all these, 1 innings. We're probably not going to get to those guys. All right? So, you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and you were jacked up for Blue Jays baseball to get going yet again, another year of Blue Jay baseball, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game so far in the spring. What have you liked? Who have you been impressed with? Who have you not been impressed with? Any great things that you have seen from the Blue Jays? Any not so great things? Guys, go crazy in the comments. This video is not really about me. This is about you guys going in the comments and talking about your feelings over the first 3 games and your feelings heading into the season, all right? Twitter's down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, the Instagram link is down below, so follow up there if you've not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, well, I was going to say Raptors edition tomorrow, but I don't even see that going to be happening either. So we'll have to wait and see when that happens for the Toronto Raptors. As for the Leafs, they take on the Edmonton Oilers again tomorrow night in Edmonton. It's an 8 o'clock puck drop there in Edmonton. The Leafs looking for win number 4 in a row and third straight over the Oilers. All right, continue to build on their North Division lead. All right, we don't know what the deal is. We don't know what the deal is for Austin Matthews. I'm assuming Hutchinson's going to be back in there tomorrow, and I suggest you let Freddie take another day off. Hutchie, he just had a shutout. He's feeling great. Why do you need a Frederik Andersen in there right now? You just don't. So I say let Hutchie go. 8 o'clock tomorrow in Edmonton. And as for the Blue Jays, as I mentioned, I'll be talking to you guys next Tuesday as we'll break down all 6 games that'll be coming up over the next week. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.